Like a lot of times what they'll do is they had a ring over here, like a whole circle of trees that they broke into a ring. And for some reason or another, that whole ring, somehow they break the trees. It was like a whole circle. It looks like kind of like a portal, almost like a big loop circle. Like I can stick my head, probably jump through it, type of a thing. In some cases, maybe stick my head through it. But when I go back, they take. There's something moving all back here. Whoa. That's a Bigfoot. I told you. Or deer. Is it deer? Wow. Whoa. I better get out of here. I told you I was. I gotta get out of here. I told you it was. They're really active right now. Can't hear anything. Path right there. Just walking and walking. And a lot of times they're like hidden, like not very far from the entrances. Look at that, that's white poop. That is white poop. That means bones, from what I've learned. Now, there are some survival tips to learn like that. That's poop, but I don't see any cat prints. I don't think it's climbed up here. And it looks pretty big. I mean, if that's a cat, that's some pretty big ones. Yeah. And this little tree, but the rest of it. And what did I just say? Something about bones that I see in here all the time. Oh, there it is again. Whole pile of bones. Alright, now you're going to take a look. Now it is after a storm, but just take it all in. Alright. And you're going to see, like, see that one right up there? So you see that one right up there? That is all stripped of bark. All the way up. And it's leaning right up on the edge of something that's also stripped of bark, like it's rubbing up there. Like sometimes they take these things and rub them around. This one right here, that's what we call the field goal. And most of the time they're small, but apparently they make it look like, see how they baffle you? They just make it look like the whole tree broke. And I don't even know if it's the same tree. There's that. So let me see. There's that to that. But look, everything I'm going to show you in here is to the scale of tenfold. Like they're in here like 100%, like type of thing. But I don't think I can see them in here. In here, unless I spend a whole lot of time. Like I know they're around. Like here's a little something I'm seeing right there between the two trees. Oh. White, so white on there. If I can zoom out, it'd be better, maybe. And I'll let them know what's in here because I don't like to be rude. I don't like to just step into their thing, but I do like to go back when it's a magical place. So the whole mess, like this one just fell. You know this one just fell, right? But look at the crisscrosses that they do with the lumber, up and over and crossed. See, it's totally changed. This whole thing is totally changed. I mean, it changes every time, and it's not just the fallen ones. It's just look, everything's broken in a weird way. It's making an A here. It's rubbing up there. There's a lot of water in here. I know they come out from back there somewhere, but everything in here for 100 yards is to this magnitude. Everything. Like, I'll walk in here, like this snake stuck in there, and there's another field goal Y. That is bluntly putting it in your face, because both of these are different types of trees than what's in between there. And that one's even been broken. And the white stick means something to them. You see the water's piling up. I can't exactly get to. The main spot is over there, and I just dug in. This is one of those holes around it. Check this out. My stick just went in that far right here, and anywhere else it cannot. Big old holes that they have underneath these markers. There's a little crisscross. I'm gonna have to maneuver around, but there's loopers and benders up here, and they're big ones. They're bigger than the ones in Colorado. Like, let me just tell you, look how big this is. It's huge. And the lean, look at the logs they placed on top of this. Look at that. That's placed up there. That's placed right there on top of it. And look at it from this side. I mean, that's a field goal. See, and there's the Ys. Look at that trident. It's perfect. And it's pointing up to the sky. And it's kind of strange for me. I usually get them down in Florida. And over here they have them halfway between the sky. But you want to see an X, and what marks the X next to an A. These are big time signs. Field goals. Not just a leaner with two parallels. X's, but to huge A's. Look at this. I bet you this tree is triple broken. So broke. 1, 2, 3. They usually place those over trails and break them 3 times. Now, it's just getting started. Look at the A, and it comes down to make this X. This is their shit. This is their home. It's right on the side. Look at the geometry in this. They ain't forced me to walk through it just to show you this, but I'll go ahead and do it. See how these roots are even going all the way down into the water, and this is what we call a bog. And the theory is that the bogs, I'm seeing a little something right there. The theory is that the bogs are kind of like, oh, this is a face made to be, or if he turns into one. It's not going to run off no matter what it is. I'll have to walk up to it in a minute. They come out from back there. So maybe I should kind of do that. But so anyway, these water bogs are like, they don't get water in them. They usually remove them with sticks, so these are real clean. But look at the magnitude of this trident. That thing is a trident and a half. Like, you talk about these little tridents, and I say we don't get the side, we get sideways Ys. How the heck is that Y perfectly up? How is that Y perfectly up there at that perfect 43-degree angle? They say I don't get sideways Ys. This is bigger than what's in Colorado, and it's hidden right between the public eye. That thing's rubbing. Right behind me is that big trident, or right through the trees. This whole thing right here is a setup. There's something over here that looks like something. A couple of images in here. Right there. I mean, and the bog fills up with water, so a lot of people say they can live underneath these. I do know it's something to do with loose dirt, and they're usually around them. But this whole thing has changed like completely. Like, I think this thing used to be a big loop, and that broke somehow. But look at the X right behind me. Let's just go into another angles. You gotta see this stuff from other angles, but this is the X. Like, that's big. It's not gonna move. Sometimes it even got a little weight on the bottom of it. Like, I don't know. I do know that the structures. Oh, it's a big frog. That's what it was. I knew I'd have to be careful of snakes today, so kind of like this right here. See how that almost looks like a marker to an underground entrance. And I've seen them fill up with water all the time, and it just kind of, hey, out there to this thing, to this X, this tree is, all of a sudden all these trees don't have bark. And you know, to the trained eye, look at all these benders, boop, boop. So I'm gonna walk up to this one over here. It seems still to be there. It seems to be like one of those fake Bigfoots. I guess they use them at night, like the mask I showed you earlier, and everything else. But I know how to read them. Like sometimes I get like little messages, or they kind of like try to talk to you in a certain language through structures, and they kind of lead you on. And they kind of, so you can imagine if you were lost in the woods and something happened and you discovered all this, that it actually will become a reality. Now here's their marker. That thing has a trident going sideways. Now see, these are the tridents I always see, but they're always low and it's really high. So what I'm saying right in here, I mean completely, let's look at it again. See, that's way up there, and it's a complete, I mean, it's a perfect trident, and it's sideways. Going low and sideways. Those ones are pointing in this way and that way and high. I don't really see that often, and not to this magnitude. And these broken sticks here don't even belong around here. These pines, they're white sticks. Like I said, it's raining. This is the bog. So what I need to do is get myself in a position over here. Now here's the thing I'm looking at. Oh, it's a stump. It's a stump. So we're gonna go to the stump. These things amaze me, and it looks like, you know, like an orb came in here. So a lot of times I think that these structures and stuff are like landing grounds where they just come in and like fly. But I don't want to get too far into the universal, because everything we're seeing is physical. So it's really hard to say. Here's another one. There's a seed or two around here. Yep. You can see how all the grass is all curved up. Just sitting right there. Now kind of sit around in here and chill. I mean, they're not out to hunt snakes. There's one going right through here again. Everything just happens to go right through the tree and hook right onto a wire. Let's just keep filming over this way. It's the way I can get to. And now you can see there's another double parallel I can't get to over here to where I want to go. It's kind of like what happened to me last time. I might have to call it quits on this one. If I can get over there, I could probably find one or two more things. But I think you've seen enough. And just one other thing, look how hazy it kind of looks over there on camera. It just kind of, like they say they have a fog. Whoa. But there's some more roaches in. Right back in there somewhere. Can't really. It's really kind of thick, but I know they do. And there's deer that run all back in there. The little deer, I see tracks everywhere. So the animal signs are here. See, like this one's see how different that is? Like that's a lot different than what I normally see. Like I see some of that or a lot of that, but to this magnitude, no. And on a dry day, this is about 100 yards of this that you're gonna get. I got forests, that's all you're gonna get of this. And I know they come out from back there, and I just wanted to show you, you know, some of the theories around all of that. And that's basically how it goes. So be my witness as I come back out. We'll just see if I can get any additional footage. And too thick for me to walk back through here. So if he stand with his little head up or something, I don't know. Got a little ways to go back. It's getting dark. So I gotta be smart about it. But you can just see, like, you know, there's a field goals, there's Y's, there's sideways, another seat in a big old hole with water in it again. So you can see how they think that this could maybe mark an underground. Maybe that's why it sits here. It's somewhere beneath here. You can see it's the fungus it's eating off of or whatever. Is actually an entrance to the underground. I mean, they have to have some kind of entrance that they all come out of, and it's the most plausible thing besides they're in the fourth dimension or flying around in orbs that you can possibly imagine. There's another seat right there. They're definitely sitting around the backside of it, and like I said earlier, and look at that, it's up in the air after all the storms. They were hiding things from behind and taking advantage of what we think we don't know. And that's exactly what happened. And I haven't even been here in a long time. Exactly like to the T of what happened. So I have to get back over this thing. Just want to see if I hear anything else. Don't want to step on words. Sitting. Don't want to be disrespectful. You hear the bark? Whoa. I don't know. The stick goes way, way down. Sometimes. Maybe that's what all that loose dirt is for. Is to hide. You can see I'm not even supposed to be walking on this. It's already tricked me a couple times. It's got a bridge. Just don't know. Sorry, I think I just see something. Oh, it disappeared. Yep. There's one back there. Yeah, there's water. Get back to my advantage point. Go on back. So this, you can see this is like totally amazing stuff. Like, this is a creature that everybody thinks they know about. When you go exploring, it's quite an adventure, man. I mean, look at this bender again. Look at the size of that. This is bigger, or not bigger, than the stuff you see anywhere else. It's just a matter of finding them. Now, as far as finding them, a lot of the places I find stuff, it's not very far from the entrance. I think I'm within a mile and off on the side, and these little hidden nooks. So anyway, it's Bigfoot and they go walking miles out. They're all the way back at the end. So where I'm getting at here is, like, a lot of these signs end up leading to Bigfoot. Sometimes I like the adventure better than just to feel them out. But if anybody has stumps, it's Florida, because we have fallen trees and the whole dirt comes up. And at the tops of them, they'll leave an X's, and they'll leave a stick coming out, and they'll make a face in it almost all the time. And there'll always be some water around it. A double parallel system. Double parallel. So there's the big leaner thing. Here's but it's pretty small compared to that leaner. There's another double parallel. There's a few stumps in here to make them look like it. So I think what I should do is try to film behind me when I get up to this area that I think there's going to be a nest. And I'm going to assure you that something right around in here is going to be out of place. And one of them is the fact that I can just walk up and down these footsteps like nothing. Right here. X, something placed on there, and look at that little one that's connecting it so it won't leave it. And just crisscrossed. And what I found sometimes is what this means, besides the fact that they can hollow out and eat it, are families. And you can even see this fern root Well, that's another one of those things where I said we'll get the sugar off of with the root. See, they eat the bottom of the root. Might be a little eating place. You can already see it's all been eaten out in the middle. And they'll grind it out into little grinds. Like you'll think it's like an animal or something. This stick is stuck in there. But there's a big one. Pretty big one. A smaller one. So, usually it's 3. Sometimes they do it up to 5 with some connections. Look how fresh that is. Even that, it's going back between there and around and wedged down, and like everybody just walks by it and says, "So what?" We gotta look for something, don't you? We can find a Bigfoot. No, they're right behind here, but let's do this thump phenomena thing because I've seen one turn into something and then disappear. I think it's what kind of like what I was saying earlier. It's like this. There's a hole. See, they practiced one. It didn't quite make it. And we all know there's holes. But maybe they just like move it. And that's like a marker. Like this is the Bigfoot face and marker to its underground entrance. And it is pretty much because there's another trident and this is a low one. Very low. Hello. How you guys doing? Alright, I think I just heard a little something quietly, but look, there's something stuck up. Here, let me show you. This is a Y. So you gonna put underneath there. That's another sideways Y. Now how did that all of a sudden get to Y? It's just broken to right there. It's up in the air, so it's a side Y up in the air. Like, isn't that what I pretty much just described? And I haven't been here in like 2 years. It's one of my favorite places, but I don't like to disturb them or disrespect them all the time. And about to take you back here where I think there's a little nesty. We'll film behind me and see if I can get anything out of it. And this is what, there's even a little bridge to me. And that's pretty, looks like it's pretty filled up with water. A lot of times that means a hole or a hole down to something else is filling up. I don't want to slip off the log right now. I don't really see too much other than something on the top. So I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. But a lot of white bark in here. So they'll like grind it up like cereal. I've seen it. I thought it was another animal. I sat right next to it all day long. It's a freaking stick Sasquatch. It's a totally weird creature. You know, I'm hunting Bigfoots and sometimes I see cryptid animals. It's kind of weird. I don't know if they think that we know everything or they pass that knowledge on. But look at this one right here. I got a big time face in here. And look at this right there. You see it? Hello? What you doing there? Hello? See him? He's right in the middle. Total face in there, you know. Whoa. Did you just hear that coming out from back there? Sound like a freaking machine. You can't hunt in here. This is a preserve. What the heck was that? I mean, it's a 5-mile triangle is what I'm at. I'm on a 5-mile triangle. Did you hear that? That is no bird. It sounds like a machine, but it's way back in there. See, they don't like it. See, as soon as I get up, it's like right now, everything I'm saying is coming true. So look at it. There's another Bigfoot right there, face onto this thing. The top, like it has its own crown. It's like a little bird bath thing. That's no coincidence, like it's carrying another one. Just look at the Bigfoot face if you can see him. It's kind of hard to see. It's almost like a lot of this stuff is angles. He's right there. So let's make a little bridge across. It's right back there. Look at all the crisscrosses and everything. Gotta watch out for snakes, especially stepping on a snake course. Left me a crossing. And this is kind of like how I found one of mine. It left me a freaking bridge, a log bridge across a moat, and I basically walked right up into it. I just heard a howl right there. I think I'm seeing some things. I'm getting close to the area, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of this like this. Holy, I just can't do it. This tree is somewhere right around it. I'm hearing them now. Not supposed to be this far in, especially in the rain. I'm seeing some big time adventure tracks. Animal trails are good. Big time adventure tracks padded all the way through here. And here's another one of those big structure things right behind me that's also onto a broken limb and a Y. I would think that the Bigfoots would come at me from behind the forest. Behind me, right in front of me, is this big bender, the Ys, and the whole thing that you just looked at. And I would think they'd come from back there, and I think it has a nest up in here, and it's moved it. The last time I had something, all this stuff changes. So what I'm saying is, yeah, the sticks fall in different ways, but there's stuff like that will just change. Like, you want to know, like this big bender will just be gone, or a big old mound, or that thing right through there, just like the stick and everything will be gone, like the whole mound. I feel like this thing ain't even starting to look like a Bigfoot in front of my eyes. Like, see how it's like, look at that, looks like it has eyes right there, but see, I can't see that from right here. So that's why I like this camera a lot. The pixels pick up really good. But anyways, like, I seen them move entire hills of dirt, and I'm talking about like how they go underneath the ground. This has all been beaten down in the dirt. So there is this another white acorn. That's really unusual. Eat acorn and poop it out or something. Only supposed to be bones. There's building me bridges. It's like I can walk across the bog. It's gonna be right back in over here. I can see the bridges it's built. It's right back in, at least the last time it was. I actually couldn't get all the way to it and walked out and left me this mushroom on the trail. Here's another area. Seat. That's a seat. See how dried out and circle places they're sitting. So I found 3 seats so far. I found the field goals, which are like, you know, the holy grail of structures mixed in with the other stuff. This stick is also placed here. This is 100% seat of it right here. You can just see how this sits here, and you can see why. See the why, but it's 3 breaks. 1, and then breaks this way, and then breaks that way, and this is 1, 2 trees that have grown together somehow. I don't know how they move them. I think sometimes, or make them grow together. I do know that they will uproot them to get to the underground. There's a whole trail, and I can tell by the way I'm walking, it's almost like a sidestep walk that I'm trying not to walk its way because I just can't do it. It walks. Oh, what a mess up. That was planning there. See the A, everything. There's another bridge. That's alright, you know, if they want me to come in. Oh, it's got a couple of them. think it's right in there. Last time it was, it's right up there, I think. Right down in there somewhere. Last time I changed it, that's a couple years ago, you know. So I guess it's kind of a good thing I left it alone for a while. Oh, this thing, these things. Like a lot of times what they'll do is they had a ring over here, like a whole circle of trees that they broke into a ring. And for some reason or another, that whole ring, somehow they break the trees. It was like a whole circle. It looks like kind of like a portal, almost like a big loop circle. Like I can stick my head, probably jump through it, type of a thing. In some cases, maybe stick my head through it. But when I go back, they take. There's something moving all back here. Whoa. That's a Bigfoot. I told you. Or deer. Is it deer? Wow. Whoa. I better get out of here. I told you I was. I gotta get out of here. I told you it was. Same thing they did. They're really active right now. Can't hear anything. Hope it's not hunting me, but this is a big ol' X. That's that triangle. It's back there. I gotta make it through this tall stuff here, man. It sucks. It's getting late. I drew a map to get in here this time. The stump's all uprooted. Stuff's been dug out underneath here. This thing's been here for a while. It didn't like that. It's still back there walking around. And if I could see what I really easy, if I was an animal, I lived out here, I'm screwed. So, I gotta make it out here. I just had an encounter for a third time this year. They're really, really active this year. More than ever. No, I mean, more than ever. It's just, they don't come out and breathe and start jumping around like that. I just don't do that. Give me a path. I'll take it. Let's see where I have to go. We're supposed to go. Here's another Y up on the branches. Right out there here. Oh Lord, be with me. This is Hurricane Helena. You can see the benders in here. I see them. But more importantly, it's what's behind me. Big tall stuff. This Expedition Bigfoot stuff right here. This is where your cookies get dropped. Maybe give it a little stick in the face. And all that. Problem is my keys are in my bag. Another cleared out spot. This is where I find the bones and stuff. A lot of times. We keep checking through here. If I should give it a low or just get out to the open. I wanted to get out in the open. I'd prefer it after hearing that. I think that's a deer. I'm not. There's more. See, there's a couple bones down here. It didn't look like that. Almost to the open. Right here. There's some string. Back up. That was crazy. Holy cow. I have to keep recording just to leave. Wow. Did you see how I startled that thing up? Coughing or something. Get in your seat. Look around this now. They're all over the place. Oh, it's right behind the trail. Ew. Even it smells kind of thick in there. Alright. I got a little gifting for it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do. And it's one of the reasons why I call myself Baffle Bigfoot guy. And that's the fake trail. This is the real one. Yeah, be careful stuff like that. I'm gonna do it right about here where the entrance is. Alright. So besides the fact I had this little guy on me, and I basically walked right up on him, see him come out. Stepping all around. Deer ain't gonna do that many times. You think a Bigfoot knows where you're at. Deer, they act differently, like I said. They get surprised. What's that up on the tree? I'm seeing a lot of stuff. Anyways, I just want to make sure he ain't around. Alright. So I'm gonna gift it back real quick. This is my setup that I got.